with a slow motion crew, and we up in our growlings when people change, but not us. And we just
in this video, we're gonna go over this build. This is heavy Lexi. If you've been on the SCX24 forums and stuff, you'll know what this truck is. And a lot of people have been asking me to go over this entire build. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. This is Casey's Cozy Garage. And if you like the chassis that this truck is on, and this truck is on, if you've seen the last episode, then go to NerdRC.com, where we'll hook you up with exactly what I'm going to be using to try to win as many trophies as possible this summer. So yeah, this is heavy Lexi. Actually, Lexi is a completely new build. It didn't start out as anything. I sort of began with the build that was happening with this truck. Then I took the body off of this truck, which is downstairs. It's a silver one, you've seen it before. And I finished this truck and then slapped this body on top of it and fell in love with it. I wouldn't call myself a Toyota fanboy, but I definitely would really love a Toyota. Maybe if I spent less money on RC cars, I could have made it happen by now, but oh well, fuck it. I fell in love with this body and I knew I wanted to do something special. So we're gonna start with the body. So this body was done by my friend Dalek Boy 24 on Instagram. His name is Mike, and if you saw the previous episode on this specific build, yeah, they did. He did a great job painting this. He did like some insane like 10-part paint job, and then he ceramic coated it with like self-healing ceramic coat. This RC car sleeps with me on my bedside, and I love it so much. And the fact that it looks like this now, oh, it's just so good. Next up, tires. We gotta start tires. Tires are the most important part of your mini crawler build. A good set of tires can make your shit mini crawler crawl so much better. And yeah, we have gone with RC 4-wheel drives, Milestar Patagonia licensed tire for several reasons. One, these tires are amazing. I saw a video one time of some dude's like super high center of gravity build, and he slapped these tires on and the thing crawled. Like, what? Anyway, these tires are amazing, and they're also a really good size to try to give that like pseudo scale. I mean, this is kind of ridiculous if you saw something like this in person, but it's pseudo scale. It looks really good, and they have an insane amount of grip. Like, they're really soft, so you kind of need to have a stiffer foam inside of them, but they're really soft. They grab rocks like no other tire. They're even a little, I think they're even a little grippier than the bigger RC 4-wheel drive Scrambler, which is another legendary tire. I will do an episode all about tires because people keep asking me about it. So yeah, and we have my favorite wheels. These are the Little Guy Racing Parts Ghost wheels. I think they're cheaper now than they were when they first came out. So yeah, get some. They're awesome. I've got a lot of questions. These wheels ran on my championship winning Class 1 truck, which was the prototype chassis to this one. I've done a video on this one if you want to see how I built this, and yeah, just go copy it. It was a great build, but I have since moved on to this. This was my first build with the first retail version of the Gizmo. I've built many, I've built many prototype versions of the Gizmo, but yeah, this thing is sweet. So it is an anodized aluminum chassis. And for the launch of the Gizmo, we made 25 launch edition chassis. And they were each numbered and hand engraved by Josh himself. So this chassis is really cool. This kit comes with a lot of stuff. I asked Josh to design me a Lexus specific body mount, and he did. And a lot of people have now been messaging me and Josh about how in the world did we get this body to sit this way. And then the reason that this body mount is the size it is that if you want to run a little gap between the bumper so you can put a hook or a winch in it for competition use, you can, or you can mount the body mount one peg lower, and then you can get it to sit flush with this bumper. and the Lexus does fit. So while you're going to nerdrc.com and ordering this chassis, you can throw in a set of links, and that is the next part of this build. So these are the NerdRC special like links. I don't know what they're called. Just get them. They're cool. So they are brass in the front and titanium in the rear. And that's really cool because the brass, puts your weight to the front. The titaniums are high clearance, so they go up high. So you want them to be light. So the titanium is really stiff, really light, and it works really good for a rear link. We're running Endura 39 shocks. This is about as much, it's a little bit more flex than I would have liked in a class 1 build, but I've learned to drive it. I like to do lower flex builds. If you go any more than this, you're gonna have a hard time. I think low flex builds are a little bit easier to drive. But that being said, these Endura 39 millimeter shocks are all you need. I love them. Our servo is the 3Flow9 Torrent. I'm also friends with the dude that owns that company, so check them out. They got some cool stuff. I wanted to do something a little bit different. So what we've done here is we have a Mofo X15 aluminum axle in the front and a stock axial SCX24 axle in the rear. Why I did this? It was because I didn't have a Mofo X15 rear axle because I bought the four-wheel steer set and never used it. So, but what I tell people is that I was able to get these really thick brass weights in the rear. And the reason I did that is because essentially we have a hard body and we want to lower that center of gravity. That posed a problem though, because now there was a little bit too much weight in the rear. The weight distribution was like 46 rear, 54 front, and that's just not enough to make a competitive competition build, in my opinion. So what we did was we took the knuckles off of the X15s and we went down to Hobbytown, overpaid for some Racing TRX4M knuckles that are completely brass. They barely fit under the wheels, as you can see here. And now we have kind of my perfect weight distribution of 59% front and whatever the rest is in the rear. I'm tired. I don't want to do math when I'm tired. Yeah, we have these big sliders on the side, as you can see here from under the truck. Us at NerdRC, we sent 24 up a truck, and he liked it, I think. But he was like, why the hell are the sliders so big? You get a big-ass rock like this, the truck will get stuck, or it'll like try to pull itself apart and stuff. But if you have this big rock, which matches the flex which matches the clearance of these links in the rear when they're like drooping and stuff, so they don't actually get in the way. If you have that, then you won't have a rock impeding your progress, is kind of our philosophy. If you don't like sliders, fair to you, but just wanted to justify why we like sliders here at NerdRC. The one other big highlight here is that we are running the Endura MB180 ESC and an Endura 66 turn motor on the Endura transmission. And the reason that I do this is because in the heat of battle, in the heat of the moment, it is really easy to overuse the throttle. And when your truck is brushless, you're being rushed by the heat of the moment. Maybe you're like running out of time to finish a course. You're gonna get a little throttle happy, right? And so if you run a brushed motor, the truck will just stall. You won't rip the axles in half. You won't rip a drive shaft straight out of the machine, right? So that's why I run brushed in most of my comp rigs. This year's an exception. My class 2 and 3 will be brushless. I think I might have enough throttle discipline, but I've seen so many people break their brushless rigs. And when sometimes we're like way in the mountains, not close to a hobby town, we can't fix it, right? So I've always had incredible reliability just running a brushed motor. I would suggest you do the same. I will continue to do it with this truck, and we'll test my luck with the brushless motor on the other trucks. So yeah, that's all I got for this truck. If I miss something, there's like a couple other videos of it. You'll see this truck a lot on the shorts and whatnot, and during the comp season this summer. I love this truck so much. I truly do, and I'm really proud of this truck. Um, Partly because like it's like everything I wanted out of an RC car, right? Like it's bright, it's beautiful, it performs really well. And then it's at the time I built it, it was the most advanced crawler in my fleet. Yeah, just love it. It was the amalgamation of all the hard work that Josh at NerdRC has put into this project, and I commend him for that. So yeah, anyway, I've been Casey. This is Casey's Cozy Garage. Go take care of yourselves, guys, out there. The world is scary. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. Drink some water. Remember, I hope that you have a good day.